Hello everyone, this is Stephanie from Little Steffi Big World. Thank you for joining me on this video about the details of how I did my Morocco Scrapbook album. I'm going to be doing two parts. The first part is going to be around how to arrange your pictures, your travel memorabilia and your titles, because that's going to define your page. And in the second part, I'm going to show you how to use backgrounds, what to do with your washi tape, what to think about for your journaling, and I'm gonna give you a more detailed view on how I did the cover and the closure of this album. I did a step-by-step video on how to do a simple and fast scrapbook album, and I used this album as an example. And I said that the first 2 or 4 pages are the hardest, and you can see here how I'm struggling a little bit to define where everything should go and if I have enough space for my title and the subtitle, how to put in these larger pieces of memorabilia, like this is the time schedule of our trip that I still kept, and I wanted to insert this here. And yeah, the first 2 pages you have to define where to put everything. And I figured out there's a rule of 3 or a rule of odd numbers. I learned this in school in art class, that if you have an odd number of things in a picture or on a page, it's easier for your eye, it's more pleasant for your eye, because it doesn't have to search for a middle, because with an odd number of objects there is always a middle where your eye could rest. I'm doing this in very many pages and on a lot of pages in the scrapbook, using an odd number, mostly 3 objects on one page. And then I also have pages where I only use like 2 or 1 thing. And I'm going to show you just how I did this. And I hope this helps you in doing your own scrapbook, so it doesn't feel too heavy on you. So these are the the third and fourth page of the scrapbook. And I'm doing a cluster here on the left side with our boarding passes, well, the back of the boarding passes and luggage tag. And then I'm putting in our SIM card that we purchased in Morocco and the leaflet that went with it, like how much is the travel, how much it's gonna cost, how to top it up. And I'm putting them in 3 different places. And of course, with the title, you don't have to put it horizontal all the time. You can put it vertical as well. I'm doing different kinds of title in the scrapbook, and I'm sometimes using different sizes, like you can see here. I've put walking in a bigger size than the words to the hotel. I'm doing this mostly. I'm sorry this is out of focus, but I still wanted to show you this travel memorabilia. This is from the hotel, and it holds your key card, and I've put it in so you can still open it. I've put in the business card and receipt. With this title again, I've put a smaller title here, and then the bigger one, and I made sure it's in the middle and starting with the letter B, and then putting the other letters, in the front and in the back. Here with the 2 train tickets that we had, I put washi tape on the back and in the front, so you can flip it, so you can open it, so you can see the back side of the tickets. And I would have more space for journaling, or I could put a picture behind the tickets as a hidden picture. There's so many things you can do, and I'm doing this flipping quite a lot. On these 2 pages, I'm arranging again a few pictures that we took from that day and this key card holder from the hotel. And on the left side, because the width of this key card holder is not covering the whole page, but there's a tiny bit of space next to it, but I don't want to cover it completely with journaling. So I'm putting this small picture there and then trying to figure out where everything should go. And I'm looking up in my travel journal if we actually had that lunch that you could see the picture of there. If we really had it on that day or not, or if we had it actually the next day. So your travel journal is very important. So on the left side, I have the rule of 3, having 3 pictures. On the right side, I only have 2 pictures. So I'm putting one at the top and one at the right bottom corner. So this is something I learned in art class as well. If you have a big painting and you're looking at the painting from the left to the right, and then you're at the right bottom corner, and the painters sometimes put like a dog or a little kid or something there who's the dog or the kid are looking back into the picture, your eye is gonna follow that. So that's what I'm trying to do here. On this page, this is the stationery of the hotel that we stayed in, and I'm actually cutting only these borders and using them as a border in my scrapbook. So this is something you could do as well. You have so many travel memorabilia you can collect during your travels, and that you should collect really, because this is adding so much to your page. I actually made a whole video on what you can collect during your travels, so check that out. It's in the video description. This is a postcard that we bought in Morocco but didn't use, so it's a bit too wide, so I'm just cutting off a small piece there so it fits, and I can use it as a flip out. I'm arranging again 3 elements and making sure I have enough space for the title. This is from the Casbah in, where was it, in Rabat? Yeah. So I'm putting the title there, arranging the pictures, and I decided I wanted to have one of the pictures on the postcard, and then I'm putting washi tape again on both sides of the card. On the inner side it's not a problem, but on the other side I have to put the washi tape in a way so it's flipping over to the page before that, but that's okay for me. With very large travel memorabilia like this leaflet from the hotel, I'm happy to just put it on the page, put some washi tape around it, and that's it. I've done this several times in that scrapbook. Like this is the leaflet from the hotel, and this is the leaflet from the Jardin Machorel where we went in Marrakesh. And I also did this with a map from Morocco at the very end of the scrapbook. I just printed this out and put it in the middle of the page, surrounded it with washi tape. This is a business card from the Riyadh we stayed in Marrakesh, and on the back it says the same as in the front, just in another language, so I decided to not do a flip. And I have 3 elements here again, so it's a business card and 2 pictures, and I put them over 2 pages, and I'm very happy with the layout of this. So it's really going, your eye is going in between these 3 elements and staying on the page, and I still have enough space for title and for journaling. So I put some washi tape, and it's still working. You don't need so many tools and embellishments to make a great scrapbooking layout. So this is a part of an invoice that we got from the Riyadh, so I cut that out, and what I'm doing here is with the title, I'm not putting it in a row, so I'm taking the several words underneath each other, taking it easy on the left side, and then deciding where everything else should go. This is another example of the rule of 3. So I have 2 pictures and this ticket, and I'm putting them diagonally, so from the left, upper left to the bottom right, and again this hopefully gets your eye back on the page. But I'm first making sure I have enough space for the big title, and then I can still arrange the pictures and the ticket. Now I'm happy with the layout, and I'm gluing everything down, but with the ticket, you can see here, I'm only gluing the edges. I'm not gluing the complete back of that ticket because it's thin paper, and this kind of print fades away after a while, and then you won't see it. And with the glue in the back, that's gonna make it faster, making that fade away. So on this ticket, I did that as well. On these sides, when we went to El Jadida, close to Casablanca, we didn't do a lot. I didn't collect many memorabilia, and I was actually very desperate to make something with these pages and not having just these small pictures and too much room to write. So I'm I'm ripping off the second leaflet that we had from the Jardin Majorel, inking the edges and putting that again in the left corner, in the upper left corner and the bottom right corner. And on this side I'm doing this again. I'm ripping apart a piece of leaflet, inking the edges, and this small piece is actually from the postcard that I cut a part of so that it fitted into this journal. So this is the way you can reuse all your scraps. And this again is just in real time showing you how I'm deciding where to put everything. This key card to insert in a way I can open it up and put a business card and receipt in as well. So here I have two elements or an even number of pictures again for this double page. And I'm deciding to, again, I'm putting one in the upper left corner and one in the bottom right corner. On the second page is not exactly at the very end, at the very bottom of the page. I'm just making sure I have enough space for the title. I'm putting the title on the right side with the small pictures to make that page a little bit more interesting. And I have a title with two words, and I'm putting in the bigger word first and then the smaller word above that. We're going to see that in a minute. So yeah, this is just how I'm doing this. Maybe you have some more tips on how to do this. I just like how this turned out, and I still have a lot of room for the journaling. I wanted to show you this page. I'm just using our tickets, and I like the stamping on them, so I'm layering in a way so you can see the stamps. I'm putting in the title. It's a very big title. You will see I'm going to do a flip through. I'm going to see why this was such a big deal for us to finally fly home at the end of this trip. And here I'm stamping the date, and I wanted to stamp it diagonally, and it didn't go well, so I had to cover this up. I took a part of our luggage tag, and then I had to rearrange it. So you can just take all the scraps from your travel memorabilia to cover up mistakes that you're doing. So this is a way to use that as well. At the end I had 4 pages left over. So I took these 2 pages to put in the leftover pictures I had, and I didn't want to overlay them so you could see each pictures. So I put some washi tape around and stamped the dates of our trip that we went to Morocco in between the gaps between the pictures, and that made it look a little bit messy, but I really like that. So these are the last 2 pages, and here I'm going really crazy with the leftover travel memorabilia, because I used most of the memorabilia already in the travel scrapbook in a way that you could read everything and see the pictures, like from this leaflet from the mosque in Casablanca. So I'm not worried about covering so many parts of it. I'm using it as a background and then just layering everything else somewhere to cover the pages. This is the more like the scrapbook style I used to do. So yeah, these are the last 2 pages. I'm gonna be doing a part 2, as I said before, about the backgrounds and how you can use the washi tape in your scrapbooks, what to consider when journaling, and I'm gonna give you a more detailed look on my cover and my closure. Please comment, like, share, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more scrapbook process videos like this. Let me know. Thank you for joining me. Bye.